Donald Trump on Thursday accused the New York judge in his civil fraud trial of having your own agenda, and the judge told his lawyer to control his client as a months-long case that could hobble the former US president's business empire neared its end. During a contentious final day of the trial in Manhattan, Trump once again tangled with Justice Arthur Engoron, who is considering what penalties to impose after earlier finding that Trump's company inflated his net worth to win better financing terms. You have your own agenda. I understand that you can't listen for more than 1 minute, Trump said in court, as he denied wrongdoing and repeated claims of political persecution. Trump's legal team and the Office of New York Attorney General Letitia James made closing arguments in a case accusing him of inflating his net worth to dupe banks. A lawyer from her office said Trump's company issued false financial statements every year between 2011 and 2021. Fraud was central to the operation of the Trump organization's activities, Wallace told the judge. Trump and the judge have clashed repeatedly over the course of the trial. Judge, who earlier on Thursday had faced a security threat at his suburban home, did not appear to be impressed with Trump's arguments. Please control your client, the judge told Trump's lawyer Christopher Case. Engoron had earlier reacted skeptically to Trump's lawyer's argument that his client should not be penalized for allegedly manipulating the value of his properties because lenders and insurers that did business with him still turned a profit. There does not have to be any evidence of harm, Engoron said.
I got nothing. I got nothing. I win. I got nothing. I win.
Engoron said he did not find a defense witness to be credible. New York Attorney General Letitia James, who brought the case, is seeking nearly $370 million and a lifetime ban on Trump from the state's real estate industry. Trump is the frontrunner for the Republican nomination to challenge Democratic President Joe Biden in the November election. Shortly before Trump's legal team concluded its arguments, another of his lawyers pointed out that James pledged to scrutinize Trump's business practices while she was campaigning for office as a Democrat. Engoron said that was not relevant to the case. The trial's closing arguments took place in an atmosphere of heightened security after media outlets reported a bomb threat at Engoron's suburban home. The judge has been a frequent target of Trump's criticism. After Trump left the courthouse, he held a press conference at 40 Wall Street, also known as the Trump Building.
She's a political hack, the Attorney General. The judge is obviously extremely friendly with the group, and we'll see what happens. I think maybe he may surprise people on a positive side. We'll have to see what happens exactly. But we've proven this case so conclusively. We've asked for directed verdict many times. They don't have any facts. They don't have any evidence against us. Millions and millions of pages, years of litigation, and all politically motivated. She campaigned on a "I will get Trump." If you've ever seen any of her clips, they're horrible clips, actually. The anger, she's got serious Trump derangement syndrome, there's no question about it. Letitia James, the corrupt Attorney General of New York. So we've proven our case. There's not one witness against us other than one person who is a deranged. He's got a lot of problems. He's a man who's been convicted of lying. He's a felon, convicted felon, and not a good person. But that's their only witness, and he's now crashed and burned. They have no witnesses. And by the way, that witness took back everything that he said. He took back everything he said in court, took it all back. So they have no case. It's a shame that a thing like this is able to happen. Businesses leave New York. She went after Exxon, and they decided to move to Texas, and hundreds of millions of dollars they pay in taxes. I paid over $300 million of taxes over the last number of years, $300 million, and They don't recognize that. They don't recognize anything. So think of it, not one witness, millions of pages of document, years of this nonsense, and now it goes on. And one other factor, we won this case already in the Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals voted in favor of us. But this judge has been very, very slow to accept that opinion because that's not the opinion that he wants. But we won in the Court of Appeals. That's the boss of this judge. He has to know that. And it was a conclusive victory, statute of limitations and other things. And that case has already been won. So that's the story, and I thought we'd come down to 40 Wall Street, which is a great building, and you'd get a chance to see one of the nicest buildings in New York and a convenient place, and I don't have to pay any rent because we have it, and it's been a very successful building. But it's a shame to have gone through this for years and years and years, and now we'll see if we're going to get an honest verdict. We didn't have a jury. We had no rights to a jury. It's a statute that's never been used before for a purpose like this. I just watched a certain broadcast and they said, they've been looking, has it ever been used before? This is a statute that's a consumer fraud statute, never been used for anything like this before, and it's a shame. It's really it's a witch hunt in the truest sense of the word. It's election interference, and it just came out. This was just right now. Letitia James visited Joe Biden in the White House numerous times during the Trump witch hunt, and this just came out about 10 minutes ago. I got it, and so it's all a conspiracy to try and get Biden, who can't put two sentences together, trying to get him into office. So I just want to let you know that we have our best poll numbers, we have the best everything, despite this, and maybe because of this, because the people of the United States, all of those people back there, but the people of the United States really get it. They get it better than anybody else.
Security has been an issue throughout the months-long trial. Engoron's top staffer faced threats after Trump criticized her as politically biased, prompting the judge to issue a gag order barring him from discharging court staff. Trump has been fined $15,000 for twice violating the order. Police stood guard and tightly controlled entrance to the building. Trump repeated his claims of political persecution and accused Biden, without offering evidence, of orchestrating the lawsuits and criminal cases against him. "I'm going to go to all of my trials," Trump said at a news conference at one of the buildings he owns.
So far, I think it's gone very much against him. I didn't say I could get him on anything. I said he is using the weaponization of the DOJ and the FBI to go after his political opponent, and you just can't do that. Thank you very much.
Trump has pleaded not guilty in 4 criminal prosecutions, including 2 that charge him with unlawfully trying to overturn his 2020 election loss to Biden. All could go to trial before this year's election. Engoron will issue a verdict at a later date without a jury. He found Trump liable for fraud in September, leaving the trial to focus largely on how much money Trump should surrender as ill-gotten gains. Trump has appealed Engoron's prior order and is almost certain to appeal any verdict against him, which could delay a final judgment for many months to a year or more. Throughout the trial, the state's lawyers sought to show that Trump consistently overvalued many of the towers, golf clubs, and other assets that burnished his reputation as a business mogul before he entered politics. Trump admitted to providing inaccurate property valuations during defiant and meandering testimony in November. His lawyer argued on Thursday that any alleged manipulation was harmless. He said banks and insurers would have been eager to do business with Trump even if his net worth was far lower. "He is a whale client," the lawyer said. The trial earlier featured a tense face-to-face reunion between Trump and his one-time lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen, who testified that Trump directed him to manipulate asset values. His new lawyer on Thursday called Cohen a serial liar. A lawyer for Trump's adult children Donald Jr. and Eric, who are also defendants in the case, told the judge there was no evidence that they were significantly involved in the financial statements. This is a press release wrapped up in a lawsuit, lawyer Clifford Robert said of the case brought by the Attorney General. Republican voters in Iowa and New Hampshire will be the first to decide their preferred nominee this month to face Biden. Trump's legal troubles have not diminished his commanding lead over party rivals.